Hello everyone, Lord Dark 84 here, and welcome back to Satisfactory. In the previous episode, we just finished building ourselves a coal power plant and finally moved away from biomass. Of course, as you can see, in between episodes, I did go ahead and expand our power supply, or our power generation here, by connecting up the other two of our miners over here. I guess I'm on the ground now. I connected the other two miners just over here, and they're all running at 200%. Autosave. And the reason for that is so that way they are outputting 120 coal per minute, which then, in a very spaghetti fashion, flows down into the power plant here, which I still haven't done a proper way into. And as you can see, it's a little noisy here. I'll try to remember to turn it down in editing. The lines come in. Two of the miners go this way. They flow down just over the middle, up to the next one. And I'm not sure if I showed it in the last episode or not, but I did get some glass walls, which to get that is just 6 tickets. Fairly cheap, at least in the long run. Of course, as you can see, it all runs through. It'll move up to the logistics floor here. And oh, that's not the logistics floor. This is, of course, as you can see, I have it running as a manifold method just because it's easy. And of course, as it flows through, anything that needs it gets whatever they need, like water or coal. And if we just run up here to the top level, we have I can't get up. We have a total of 24 coal generators all running. Of course, I did color some of them. Forgot this entire row somehow. But it's not a big deal. Of course, if I just find a pole here. Where's the power poles? Gotta be one around here somewhere. There it is. Yes, we now have a capacity of 1800 megawatts, which is about, we finished the last, or in the previous episodes, we've only had up to about, I believe, 300 megawatts. So that means I'm too lazy to do math, so more than double, obviously. Yeah, that is the coal power plant setup. Haven't really decorated it all that much, as I'm not the greatest at building in this game. Of course, I guess we should mention something. I've probably seen it numerous times already. We got reefs because it's Fixmas season. Of course, this is actually the second time I've done this episode. The previous one got corrupted, so we'll run through this. So, Fixmas comes during the holiday season every year in December. And it starts on December 1st, I believe. And we'll get more in depth when we get back to the base there. And of course, we will probably build a small factory at the very least, just to do some processing here. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll head back to the main base, and I'll see you all in just a moment. Alright, so back at base here. Something you may be noticing, that aside from that line there, which I clearly forgot about, nothing's running. The reason for that is because in this episode I want to tear it all out and build a proper factory. Of course, you can see I've kind of cleared where it's going to sit, and I've also taken almost everything out. Those are a glitch. Just put the update 8. They're kind of like, they appear there, but they're not actually there. Those over there are real though. And I've taken everything out of this and put it into these storage containers. So what I'll have to do is I'm going to tear this all out, and we're going to start by placing in foundations. I'll probably place the foundations for a layer with the machines and the logistics. I'll run through it. The present are disrupting my video. Then once that's done, we'll move on to the next layer, so on and so forth, and then we'll discuss the next project. What I'm thinking I'll do is I'll just do a quick run through on Fixmas here, because it seems that it wants to very rudely interrupt me. In the hub, you will have an advent calendar. And as you can see here, looking through it, have a few numbers, like an advent calendar. You just kind of go through, you click on them, find what it is you're looking for. So in this case, we got Fix-It coupons. It's actually pretty nice. Now, what are we going to get? Day 3. I believe day 3 is always going to be the red Fixmas ornament. Something else just to note, even though I know where it is, if you ever need a hand finding a number, in the bottom right here, there is actually something to tell you. So you search or look for the number, it actually highlights right where it is. So there's that. And because it's actually the 5th of December, I have to redo this recording. We'll also grab this one. Basic Fixmas skin. Cool. So with that, we'll come over to the MAM. Now, a lot of stuff takes place in the MAM, but we're also going to need to actually build ourselves a factory dedicated to this. And so in the MAM, you have an entirely new research tree. It is quite literally a tree though. And what you have to do is you just got to start researching it. As you research, so what we just unlocked was the giant Fixmas tree and the Fixmas tree branch, which is kind of like the start to the massive production chain that we have to do. Of course, as you upgrade things, the Fixmas tree will get more and more decorated. But something you may have noticed is that can't really see at the moment. Say it's only day 2. You cannot get this Fixmas ornament until day 3. The way they do that is by having it locked behind the advent calendar until whatever day it is, you get that reward, and so on, so forth. I think what we'll do is we'll put Fixmas on hold. I just wanted to do a quick explanation on what it is. What we'll probably do, maybe if there's time in this episode, or possibly in the next one, or the one following that, we might do a dedicated Fixmas video, one of many, where we start building a proper factory for it. But first, what I want to do is I'm going to tear all of this out. I'm going to leave the miners right where they are. I'll tear it out and I'll show you all how it looks. I just realized I put everything in the hub and I need to move the hub, so give me a moment. I will get this foundation in place and then we can continue on. Alright, so it's fair to show you all the progress so far. So I've got this the foundation in. It is a 7 this way by 15 this way. And it is have all the smelters in. They're going to be load balanced, so 1 each. And of course there'll be one miner dedicated to plates, one dedicated to rods, and then one of them will actually be a split between rods and plates. And of course, on another note, I didn't know you could do this. Apparently you can bounce on these guys. So I totally haven't been doing this for the last 5 minutes. Alright. I will stop bouncing on the back of the bean and get to work on the next part. And then hopefully by then I'll actually have an idea on what it is I want to do for this factory. Back in just a moment. Alright, so a little more progress later. See, it's a rectangle. What I have happening here is I have all over, I fell off. So it's all being smelted, then three of these smelters here are being put into these three constructors to make us iron plates, which are being split or being merged into two lines of 30. There's a reason for that. 30 will actually be going into storage, while 30 will be used to make reinforced iron plates. And I honestly can't remember if I mentioned what the plan was or not, but if not, so the plan is at the end to have 30 iron plates, 10 rods, 80 screws, 4 rotors, and 5 reinforced plates per minute. Hopefully this ends up looking okay. I'm kind of experimenting as I go along. Just up here, these are actually being used to make, what's it called? Rods. And then what I'll do is I'll do another line here. And some of them will be used to make screws. Then it'll go up to another level. Or maybe it won't. I haven't fully decided yet. But it's 4. Another 6 of these. So it'll look like that. And what I'll do is I'll take the overflow, yes, which will kind of come down along here and join up with these. Yeah. And I'm thinking what I'll do after that, I might use a spot over there to actually start manufacturing all the for the rotors and all that, and then actually have our storage in there as well. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this in a way I like it. Then when that's done, I'll come back and I'll show you guys how it's going. And in addition to that, I also made a little mining platform back here. So, ooh, all right. I also incorporated the bean. We now have a jump pad in the middle of our factory. It's a little noisy, but very fun. Okay. So I have these all kind of coming in. They almost all actually lined up to 90. All very, very close, except for this one. It's unfortunately not quite 90. I'm not sure if I care enough. So what it does is it gives us a bit of space here to run around. I might raise them up higher, depends on if it's needed or not. For the moment, I'm going to connect up the rods and screws, and I think build a second part of the factory over there. So I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so that wasn't there. So what we're going to do, I realized as I was putting together the screw line up there, we don't have smart splitters unlocked, and I thought we did. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the MAM. Under Caterium, you're going to research the AI limiter. There we go. And now we're going to do the smart splitter, which needs 10 AI limiters. Of course, I moved the up here just because it was in the way. And to make AI limiters, it is 5 copper sheets and 20 quick wire. Not sure if I've mentioned in a previous episode or not, but I did set up a temporary manual solution to getting us Caterium and quick wire, which we're going to need more of these. And of course, as soon as we unlock Nobelisks, which will hopefully be very soon, I'll actually start using Caterium. And let's just say 20 should be enough. I don't actually know how many I need. But what we're going to do is we're going to come here, Smart Splitter, research that. There we go. Now, what Smart Splitters do is put one down here. See, it's pretty fancy. Let's just put one. So this is your normal splitter. This is the Smart Splitter. If you go into the Smart Splitter, you have 3 outputs. And depending on what it is you're doing, you can select, say, if there's any random thing, you just set it over this. Although overflow will probably be better. Let's say we want AI limiters to go out this front and anything else to come out the left. What that would mean is AI limiters would go here. Anything that's not an AI limiter, or if there's, say there's a container here and it's full of them, all the rest would be shot off this way. I just figured I'd show you all that quickly. While we're here, have this set up. I went ahead and I unlocked wall and ceiling conveyor belt supports. They're each 1 ticket in the awesome shop. So they kind of run up there. We head up top. See, it's being split amongst all of these. All are making rods. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all of these merge together in a line. Then, if I just come here, they'll then be kind of split off. However, at the end here, I want a smart splitter. Of course, we're going to do left output being a rod. And the center output here is actually just going to be overflow. So this is kind of like a manifold method here, but what will happen is anything that's excess will flow down, and then it'll go into our storage system, which we will build eventually here. Probably start the next episode off by actually building a proper storage. And so with that, it's going to finish connecting all this up. Then I suppose put in the assemblers, which shouldn't take too long. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so as you can see, I went ahead and I built the other part of it, the other half of our factory. And so random lag spike. This here is all done, it's all turned on. You can see we have plates and rods flowing in on one line there. And then 2 lines full of screws. They go in here, they're split up, and there's 2 assemblers up there, one for rotors, one for reinforced plates. Then, you might have saw it a few moments ago, we have ourselves a storage system. Let's just jump down here. So I went ahead and I unlocked signs from the awesome shop here. They aren't that much, I think it's about 3, I believe, or no. They're 2 or 3 coupons. As you can see, I went ahead, I labeled them. There's a container in behind each of these holes. And if I just open up one of these here, you have 2 awesome sinks in here. What happens is anything is then, or take this line for example. There are screws and there are reinforced plates coming in. What happens is screws come in, they do not go to this one because I have it so that only reinforced plates can go here, and then they are put into these 2 here. And of course, this one right here, the left output, which is this one, is for overflow, so when these eventually fill in, any leftovers will be funneled directly into the awesome sink. And it's the same thing on this side, however, with rotors, iron plates, and rods. So let's just back out here quickly. So I didn't spend too much time with decorating because I'm not very good at decorating. What I did do is I did do a little thing here so that you can, if you don't want to read the sign, you can just see what is needed. And if you're wondering how I did that, I took, went 2 meters, and I just took a conveyor belt out of here, dropped it down, then removed the foundations, and just put the floor back. Then there you have it. Going off our list here, we removed the old lines, we placed in the foundations, the new machines, and the logistics. We did discuss Fixmas. So that's really left is to do the next project. What I'll probably do between episodes is I'll raise this platform up, deal with all our storage here, get rid of excess stuff for whatever. Thinking I'll tear this down and give us a new area to have the hub. And of course, in the next episode, we will be working, I think, on modular frames. So an assembler. Do I have the stuff to make one? I do not. Oh. Modular frames actually require quite a few things. Enough? Nope. There we go. So let's go here. To make a modular frame, you need iron rods and you need iron plates, which is a little complicated for us to make right now. Which is why, off over in the distance there, beyond the space elevator and all of the presents, there's a whole bunch of iron nodes, and I think we should use those to make modular frames. Otherwise, until then, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. And if you have any suggestions or otherwise, leave a comment. I usually try to read them all. And I'll see you all in the next one.